Welcome ladies and gents to day one of the Bomb Heist reveal. I'm going to be showing off what we know so far about the two new DLCs coming to Payday 2. Without further ado, let's have a look at the webpage itself. So starting things off, as you can see, we have the trailer. If you've not watched this already, it's definitely worth a watch. Not only is it high quality, it also shows off the voice actor and actress for the new Butcher contract and the model and voice actor for the new character coming to Payday 2, Dragon, who is in himself a heist. He's got a pretty interesting backstory as a human. I can only imagine his voice acting work is going to be fantastic within Payday 2. I'm very excited for the new character. I don't really see the complaints as far as adding new characters by the purists. However, I do like the idea that maybe we should have a more concise and precise character selection screen, because of course if you don't want to play certain characters and you're not host, you might end up playing a character you're not fond of, and that is a problem. Anyway, the Balkans. They say that the Balkans is something of a breeding place for corruption and a haven for lawbreakers and hoodlums. The infamous Balkan route is the main itinerary for smuggling cocaine, heroin, precursor chemicals, and amphetamine-type stimulants throughout the rest of Europe. There is a good chance that heisters around the world at one point during their career handle goods that pass through one of the Balkan states. But perhaps the most interesting thing about organised crime in the Balkans is that it succeeded where empires in centuries past have failed. It managed to bring competing ethnic and religious groups to cooperate for one common goal: the acquisition of vast amounts of valuables, be it money, gold, weapons, or other. Now we're moving on to take a look at the Butcher, of course the first female contract. We definitely now have a female heister. We also should have a female contract, and she's quite the badass. Our newest contract is known only under the alias The Butcher, and is a legend in this regard. The alias has been active since the Cold War. It has been connected to the IRA, the Mada Mainhof group, and the Albanian Mafia. We know her organisation spans over several countries. Her contacts range from lowly thugs to high-standing government officials. And perhaps most important of all, she is a devil at transporting firearms to any corner of the world. And here we have a tape deck sent to us from her.
I would formally introduce myself, but names are not important. Do we not all make use of an alias? You may call me the Butcher. My business is weapons, their procurement, sale, and distribution. With Gage on an extended vacation, I'm looking forward to a long and fruitful business relationship with you.
Okay, so this tells us a few things, or it hints certainly a few things. So she's a weapons specialist. She can get us firearms, and so I'm hoping this next DLC pack is going to be filled with fantastic weapons as well as the new heists. And she mentioned that Gage is on an extended vacation, which is interesting. Maybe Gage really is the poor disabled Gage. He was wounded in war, and he's now on a vacation. That makes sense, but I don't know. There's something a little sinister about the way she says it. I don't entirely trust that. So this could be the end of the Gage weapon packs for now. Instead, we're going to be getting supplied by the Butcher. What this also could mean is potentially more than just a financial reward for completing the heist. However, that is completely wild speculation. Anyway, you notice I've been talking about plural heists. This is going to be the first heist DLC since Armored Transport to bring more than one heist with it. With our latest diamond heist, the Butcher's gotten impressed by us. So impressed, in fact, that her closest confidant is coming to meet us. We have no way of knowing what to expect, but let me take this opportunity to impart some advice. No matter what happens, play nice. This deal is worth a lot to us. The eyes of some major crime syndicate are watching us. Make these two heists count. I know you're eager to learn more about the contracts. We're still receiving encrypted data from the Butcher that we're decoding about both her confidant as well as the two jobs. So we have these two jobs confirmed: the bomb dockyard and the bomb forest. Let's first of all talk about the dockyard. So it definitely got the feel of day one of the election day heist, which is already a good sign. I'm a huge fan of election day, actually. Anyway, we can't tell too much right now. It looks like the boats may be potentially accessible, but I definitely feel like these missions are going to be completable in very different ways. While they both have the same objective, I'm hoping for diverse potential within them, things like the ability to stealth or go loud at different sections and different ways to complete the objectives. That's what I'd really like to see. Otherwise, we're just looking at, certainly not reskins, but the only difference between the two bomb heists are going to be the fighting environment, which is in and itself, it's better than just having one map, but again, I'd like to see them go further with these two separate ideas. Anyway, the second heist we're seeing right now is the Bomb Forest, which is my personal preference. I love the forest map. It's really reminiscent of the White Christmas heist, of course, without all the cocaine falling through the sky. But one thing you'll note, first of all, lots of debris, things that look almost interactable, and of course the scale of this map is really what is most eye-catching and impressive. It looks lovely. It really does have a feel of White Christmas, or even some of the views you get when you're playing the big oil heist on day 2. So again, they've really excelled themselves on the aesthetics of these heists from these 2 screenshots. I'm just hoping the gameplay is just as engaging. Anyway, we have a couple of words here from Almir. With the bomb heist being released, we're excited to share that Lion Game Lion have been working on their first DLC for Payday 2. Everyone at Overkill and Lion Game Lion looks forward to hear what the community thinks after you've played the new content. Now, we have a very important topic. We have the prices, which I'm going to come back to, because we're getting 2 separate things again, which is something I didn't expect them to necessarily do, or at least not to do in the way they have done. Day 2, by the way, we're going to be Bez Muke Nemed. Oh god, I'm not even going to try it this time. I cannot pronounce these Croatian words. This means no pain, no gain. It looks like that's what we're going to be hearing about Dragon, which of course is $5. I do keep going back to the price up here. And then day 3, Thursday, is the release date. So 22nd of the month, we're going to be getting this full heist and character pack. Now then, the price. So we've got $7 for the bomb heist, which is absolutely fine. Then we have an additional $5 for the character pack. Now, I've heard lots of people saying we don't mind paying for all this DLC, so long as it's high quality, it's worth it. Which it is. It's always high quality. However, is it always worth it? Some DLCs are better buying at sale prices. I'm going to be honest with you. Clover was probably not worth the full price value. It's a good DLC. I'm not saying it's low quality. It just didn't have a lot with it. I genuinely hope for this price, Dragon carries with it a little more. Dragan. I call him Dragon for some odd reason. Of course, it's expensive to hire these pretty high profile, especially in Croatia, as far as I'm aware, voice actors and actors. However, that doesn't excuse creating a DLC that's a simple voice. I really hope this carries a little more. Clover's did have, of course, what we'll likely see again. We will probably get a weapon, a new melee weapon, and a perk deck, but I'd like to see just a little more that catalyzes the overall DLC and make it worth the price. Again, I have no complaints for the $7 bomb heist. We're getting 2, hopefully, very long and enjoyable heists, maybe multi-day, not sure from the screenshots. Other than that, guys, I hope you have enjoyed. What I'd love to see is a bundle containing these 2. However, I don't feel like my prayers are going to be answered. I thought momentarily Overkill might have gone for that idea. However, it seems that they're trying to keep them separate. Again, for more consumer sovereignty, I guess, to an extent. But for someone like myself who's undoubtedly going to buy both, I feel like a bundle might be a step forward in getting the pricing just a little closer to the overall value. Anyway, that is it for day 1. I've talked a lot about DLC in the past. If you want to see that video, it'll also be in the description below. My views on the DLC situation, what I love and what I don't love. Other than that, stay tuned for tomorrow. We're going to be taking a look at what Dragan and the bomb heist will hold, or at least speculating, depending on the amount of information Overkill and Lion Game Lion chooses to give us. Thanks for watching. See you then.